The Nigerian Union of Journalists Correspondent Chapel of FCT Council held the 2021 Press Week Lecture under the chairmanship of distinguished Senator Ali Ndume, the Chairman Senate Committee on Army. The lecture, which was flagged off by the Executive Governor of Benue State, Chief Samuel Otim, was centered on the insecurity and ways of restoring peace, unity and progress back to Nigeria. According to the Executive Governor, the press also have a lot to do in reviving the lost peace in the nation, and hereby call on the federal government not to be biased but look into the insecurity issues at hand. He spoke at length about insistent killings, armed robbery, kidnap around the nation, with his focus on the recent happenings in Benue State. Following his lectures, Senator Ali Ndume, as the chairman, unveiled realities behind the insecurity issues, with claims that politicians have one or more major roles in perpetrating such acts. He also slammed the government, stating that the insecurity faced is as a result of injustice and inequity, and partial or total failure in leadership from the top down to the grassroots. On his last note, he enjoined the good-willing people of Nigeria to set aside sentiments to revive the nation's lost glory. One of the discussants, Comrade Awal Musa Rafsanjani, Executive Director of Transparency International, gave out recommendations that will help curb the menace in the nation. Top among it is challenging the press to carry out investigative journalism to feed the public on accurate, authenticated data, and creating massive awareness to promote and foster peace and trust between citizens and government.
Security in Nigeria, restoring peace, unity and progress is most apt. Fortunately for us, the press has always been in the forefront of charting new ways out of the difficult times we have had as a nation. This has been done as a high price, from colonial unions through the military dictatorship. The Nigerian media have delivered in stone, taking risks on behalf of the people, most times at the expense of their lives. The Nigerian press has been a rising factor, using its relevance to allow all kinds of voices to be heard loudly. This is one of the reasons why we are gathered here today. This opportunity will enable us to beam our searchlight on the causes and the consequences of our actions and inaction as our nation totals in the face of enormous security challenges, threatening the very foundation, unity, and future of our country. The press have led other patrons at different times in our social, economic, and political evolution to confront military dictatorship in order to give us democracy. We expect the same leadership role at the moment. And we must speak and act with one determined voice and action to defeat the evil forces of insecurity threatening our unity as a nation. Let me therefore commend the platform which the correspondent chapel of the Federal Capital Territory Council of the NPA have provided by bringing distinguished Nigerians together with a view of harnessing views and opinion as part of the contribution to tackling insecurity and fostering sustainable peace and unity for our dear nation at this critical time.
In this country, the bottom line is that if there is no opportunity for son of nobody to become somebody without knowing anybody, there will be no peace in the country. And that is what we are saying. I wish that he was here physically. Fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, the guest speaker concentrated on Benue. In the Northeast, we have more problems than what is happening in Benue. Just yesterday, the local government in Bordeaux North went down. Only God knows the number of people that were killed, and over 1,000 people were displaced to a poor country, Niger, yesterday. Let me quote the 26th American President Theodore Roosevelt. He said this as far back as 1919. He said this country will not be a good place for any of us to live in unless we make it a good place for all of us to live. Mine is that insecurity in Nigeria is as a result of injustice. Injustice and inequality. Where there is no equity and justice, there will be no peace. And where there is no law and order, there will be no justice. All these things that His Excellency concentrated on, especially in Benue, is because there is no justice, equity in Benue. And why is this not there? It's because there is partial or total failure in leadership from top to bottom. If you are blaming the top, what of the bottom? Or what of the position you are occupying? All of us here are Nigerians. We kept on being confused and deceived by tribe, religion, geopolitical zone, and all that, while the leadership are united in terms of misruling this country. They have the Governors Forum. They have the Elites Forum. They don't fight in those meetings. They sit down and romance one another. And out there, the poor man of Chief Idoma and all that are killing themselves. Just last week, 11 soldiers, including an officer, was killed, not by headsmen, but because of the communal clash, and these gallant soldiers went there to settle them. And up to now, nothing happened. 11 soldiers. If we are to a country like America or other countries that we are copying, the Benue will not sleep until they bring out those that are responsible. All we hear is that they will become, the government will come after them, we will bring them to justice, and that is it. Let us not deceive ourselves. And this deception is catching up with everybody. He himself, the governor, have become the first victim. If 2 years ago you are told that the governor will run 1.5 kilometers on his feet in order to escape this problem, and if more governors were chased, this problem will be solved. I'm sorry, sir, because you are listening. And that is me. I say it as it is. It may not be right, but I speak my mind. So, in this country, what we need is leadership. What we need is leadership. And who is responsible for the leadership? It comes back to you people that gather us here, the journalists, because you are the mouth and the ear and the eyes of the public.
The country is terribly being exposed. The terrorism and the insecurity we are facing is torn by corruption. There cannot be any peace and justice if corruption is the order of the day. Corruption in the security sector is what led us to where we are today. Custom, they keep on arresting or intercepting dangerous imports in this country. Up to now, those who own those imports, we have not yet to see them facing camera and facing Nigerian people to to explain to Nigerians why, who sponsor them with those kind of dangerous weapons. So before we are talking about small arms, now it's no longer small arms. We are having dangerous weapons that even the Nigerian security are not able to match with what we are seeing now in the hands of private individuals.
Since 1999, we keep on seeing the state executive, that is the government, trying to show that they have nothing to do with security because they are not the chief, though they name their chief security officer. But when it comes to directing and assuming the command, it is something else. I see this as fallacy. I see this as an way to try to share responsibility. Yes, we have the commander-in-chief, but one thing we need to know is that our constitution creates police council. And who are the members of this police council? All the 36 state governors, they are members of that police council. And one of them is up within the several functions of this police council and their duty is the appointment of Inspector General of Police. And that is not done just because the crafter of that constitution needs to do that. That is to show, how the students in policy, to show that the power resides. If I can appoint, that means that to some point I can so direct. But today, the governor will tell you that I'm helpless, I can't do anything. Whereas they have their own ways if they really want to do something to do it. Whereas they will tell you they have so amount of money for security vote. But when it comes to taking responsibility, that's why they will tell you they are not the chief security officer, it is something else. And recently, the Inspector General of Police has been appointed. The question we should ask ourselves is, where is the function of this police council?
The number of our security personnel in this country put together, talking about the army, the Nigerian police, the civil defense, is indeed inadequate right now to face the ever-increasing security challenges in this country. So we want to postulate that perhaps we may borrow from the system in operation at Israel and perhaps transform our National Youth Service Corps to a kind of special security training institute, so that at the end of the day we shall have more and more trained and qualified security personnel that will enhance the job of our security personnel.
Zainab Ahmed, Voice TV, Nigeria.